What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nightcore if you do not know me, and today we are here with a part 2 of me reacting to my old artwork. So the last time we did this, we looked through maybe a third of the first folder, so there are going to be quite a few parts of this type of video. This folder is from when I was about 9 to 13 years old, so of course they're going to be quite fun to look back on, and I'm quite excited to see what other work I had in there. I know you haven't seen anything yet, but like and subscribe, leave a comment, share this video with people, and let's get to it. So where we left off last time was this double spread of all these characters that I have here. They were my OCs, but if I'm going to be honest, I actually only had about 2 real OCs, which were Darkthene, Dawn probably. I didn't really have an OC for a guy, but I didn't really have a name for him. He did keep reappearing in this kind of aesthetic, but I didn't have a name for him at all. I mainly just drew Darkthene, who I modeled off of myself to be like my character. We're going to be moving on to the rest of this folder. So the next page here is not too interesting, to be fair. This first picture was just me doing a sort of recreation of me at the time I started to really get into metal music. And so I was very much about, I have a unique music taste, and so I'm gonna wear my beanie and my low-rise jeans and think I'm really cool as shit. Everyone goes through that phase, but that was me also experimenting with markers, because again, where we left off the last time, I had only just started using markers, which was a really, really big deal because it was my first pack and I wanted to use them absolutely everywhere. I was also absolutely obsessed with mermaids. Let me not even get started. H2O and all those shows were my thing. To this day, if I could be a mermaid, I would love to. It is my fantasy dream, to be fair. So I did always have a thing for drawing mermaids, but again, nothing too crazy, just simple starting off to kind of see what I'm doing with those markers. I had a very simple pack, so I couldn't really do too much. To get any shading, I just layered the first couple of markers over, and they weren't doing too much again, because they weren't Copics, they were pro markers at the time. They didn't have the depth. Maybe they've improved now, but at the time they didn't. I also went through a really, really weird phase of loving to do doodle patterns, which was quite popular, I think, at the time on YouTube. Like, there were so many videos about doodle art, and I just loved it because I used to doodle in class all the time. I got in trouble for it all the time. In school, I would finish my work and instantly start doodling everywhere. This ended up translating into being backgrounds for my pieces because I'm not a big background girl. It's never been something I've enjoyed. Like, I always just want to draw the face or the body, but the background has never been something that I thought about. So when it came to doing these doodles, I was like, perfect. I don't even need to think about doing a background. I have these doodles sorted. They're weird, they're ambiguous, they're abstract enough to kind of put this person in some sort of sphere. Now this piece, I will say, was probably where I had a little bit of an improvement. I had probably another color pack that I had used, but to be fair, out of everything that I've drawn in this last sort of age segment, I'm quite happy with this. And the colors that I chose for the background, quite cute. You can never really go wrong with a pastel pack. Moving on, I was trying to find a style and it really wasn't working for a while. I couldn't find something that I stuck to that really said this is my style. So I was mucking about quite a bit, and these big, again, anime eyes was something I was looking into. Looking back, I hate them. They're not my style at all. But I was playing with the face shape as well, head size, hairstyle. To me, this looks a lot better and more refined than this does. Doing all these compass, lattice, they were everywhere. And they were also my one way to hide drawing hands. I hated drawing hands. I still hate drawing hands. But again, every artist knows, if you can hide them one way or another, you will try your best to do it. And this was my method for a very long time. But to be fair, the colors are a bit better. Don't know what's going on with the fit in this picture, but I'm not going to judge me at that time. And here we are back to a Pokemon edit again. But I honestly think every time I did these Pokemon redraws, I downgraded every single time. They were supposed to be improvements, but they were just not happening. So this was the original restaurant that I had done. This first one's not amazing either, like, it has its faults. And then going on to this just seems so basic. There was not a lot going on, but I think the shapes that I had done here really did a lot for the character design, and it really emulated the Pokemon's sort of sharp, jagged aesthetics. Whilst here I was like, oh, no, we're just going to condense everything down and make it a lot shitter. So I tried to do some shading, which I guess is something one thing that was improving. I guess proportions as well are a lot better. I just think this style doesn't fit. Reshiram in my eyes is not a very cutesy Pokemon, so I don't know why I had a very derpy character design for her. I also hate that I simplified the corset. The colorway is still the same, so fair enough, I didn't change it too much. But I could have kept the headband. I think that would have suited a lot better. I actually could have even kept the blue eyes, if I'm honest. And this background, yeesh. I just said let's slap a couple of shapes in the background and have the worst colorway that doesn't even suit this Pokemon at all. So that's fun. But I think it would be really, really fun to revisit this idea and use some markers and just have fun with that again. I think it'll be definitely a video for next time. These sort of pieces are the pieces that made my mum worry about me. I was not a sad child. I didn't have a depressing upbringing. I just wanted to kind of see how good I can do expressions. The easiest one was to try do a character that was upset or sad, because it's just so drastic from a happy expression or an angry expression. And I had done a lot of angry, a lot of happy. And this was me testing out the waters with crying as well, because there's a lot of different ways to do crying in an art style. Every artist has their own way, as with everything. This picture just came out really sad. Again, I tried a little harder with the background. Is it good though? Just because you try doesn't mean it's good, and it definitely falls short. But at least that 12-year-old Anna knew that cleavage was necessary. Background? No. Cleavage? Fuck yeah. I was not even 12 yet, I was still 11 at this point. So not even 12-year-old, 11-year-old me knew that biddies were necessary. Is the eyes not doing it for me, the really tiny mouth not doing it for me, but proportions are getting a bit better here, I think, so pat myself on the back for that one. Oh, and here's another Pokemon redraw. So here we have Zekrom. This is the worst one, I think. This is even worse than the other one. My original personification of Zekrom. Again, I really like the shapes. I really like the colors that I had chosen. I think all in all, character design was good. Just I didn't have the talent to make it look great. I don't know why I decided to do anything of what I did here. Firstly, the colors are terrible. I don't know why I went for this blue that's very bright when I don't think this character is bright. Obviously they have aspects of it, the blue lines that come out and lights out of the character design from the actual original Pokemon, but this just does not suit the aesthetic. I think I should have stayed with the grey and the black and the really spiky padded shoulder look. It looked really good. Here I just went for a very basic corset gown and it's not working. I don't think it looks good. Once again, the only thing that improved here was the fact that I tried to shade. Is it good again? Absolutely not. I don't know why I changed the hair color as well to this weird corally ginger. I must have had a brown Copic. I don't know why I would have done orange. I will give myself props. I did draw hands for this one. I didn't shy away from the hands. So at least that. All in all, not very happy with this redraw. If I was to do it again, would definitely stick to more to this original sketch that I did. Not a win for this one. I'm not really getting a lot of wins in this book, to be honest. Moving on to a couple of doodles I did in school. They're all in the same realm because I didn't have a lot of equipment in school. Obviously I had pencils and pens, and so my colour palettes were very limited to what I had. Now, they're also in the same sort of style. I'm not quite sure if this is exactly what was going through my brain. I'm thinking the reason these all have like a blue-green tint to them, not just because that's all I had, but I think it's because I had watched like a Mark Crilly video where he was doing a tutorial on how to draw like a ghost girl. And I used to religiously watch Mark Crilly. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He loves to pitter and patter with his little high heels every time. Are they good? No. Was I at school though? Yes. Now, in the theme again of me doing a lot of personifications and humanifying, is that the word? Humanifying? I also decided let's personify seasons and months. So I started drawing January. Now, I don't know why I thought in January I would be wearing a light jumper, a skirt and leggings, when January in the UK is usually quite cold or quite rainy. So I got it right with the clouds. Again, I tried a little harder with the background, so I'll give myself props for this. Some improvements somewhere. The face, I guess, is kind of getting better. The proportions are getting better, like I'm doing a bit more of moving poses rather than just stagnant. So I'm moving towards some sort of improvement. Now here is another absolute gem in the year of me being 12. To further on with those redraws and styles, I did Disney redraws in my style. And the first one that I did was The Little Mermaid, because again, like I said before, mermaids are my literal shit. I love them so much. And I wanted to do something to do with that. So I drew Ariel in one of my favorite poses, which you will see time and time again in this folder, is arms back. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why that was my thing. I guess it was my way of being like, this is enough movement. Let's stick to that. But yeah, so I have Ariel here. Don't know why she has like a little stomach tattoo. But yeah, I'm doing a bit more with the hair, giving a bit of movement, giving a bit of body. I still think the background definitely could have done more. It is not working out. I just scribbled on some blue on top of some more blue and tried to do some sort of gradient. Could have put some seaweed in there or something to give some extra color. Now this one, I don't know what the hell is going on here. I don't know why I made the hair so big. This was also at the time getting into metal music and seeing girls on YouTube cutting their hair and dyeing and doing dip dye. And when I drew my OC, it was me kind of depicting what I wanted to do with myself at the time. So I really wanted to dip dye my hair and I really wanted the big scene bangs. The style of like teasing the crap out of your hair, making it massive. I think I was also trying to play with different hairstyles and see what my aesthetic was going to be. And so I didn't actually just stop at doing just that single picture of Ariel. I wanted to do sort of a three-parter to this redraw. So I wanted to do her original form, which was obviously a mermaid at the start of the movie. And then I wanted to do her princess dress because of course it's the princess dress, it's iconic. There's me again trying to do the sad crying expression. I don't quite know what I was going for here, considering she kind of looks happy. Maybe she's looking at the water and missing her life before having legs, but that's just me interpreting it right now. Also don't know what's going on with the blue outline. I think I just wanted to divide her from the background. It's a choice, definitely. I will say though, whatever Copic or Pro marker I had at the time, bang on color, because that is literally the color of her dress in the movie. So I'll give myself that. And as you can see from the last picture, I also stuck to this really big, mega puffy hair. Background, we tried, but not really. I just wanted to focus on Ariel, to be honest with you, so. And then this is where I guess I got creative and started character designing a little bit, and I made a warrior version of Ariel. Now again, I definitely went for the Little Mermaid with the tail because my favorite thing. And I think at the time I had bought metallic markers in just like a set of a few colors, and this is where this whole theme of warrior came from, because obviously I wanted to like put the metal on the sword. I wanted to add some textures to her. And so there's not really, if I'm honest, I didn't do too much character designing really. Like I didn't change her outfit all that much. I just added some metallic accents, some gauntlets, some swords. Definitely, I think, inspired by Bleach at this time, because those swords are very much giving like Zanpakuto. I also don't really know why I went for a blue and yellow color scheme for the handles. I guess it's just always me wanting to put blue and yellow in everything, but I don't think it suited this aesthetic. I probably could have stuck to the purple and the green, maybe even just the red. But all in all, I still actually really like this picture. This is probably one of my favorites from 12-year-old me, so I'm quite proud of this one if I'm honest. The background didn't have to do much. The character was doing a lot, but I will say I could have put the colors at least all the way towards her. I don't know why I left her in a white blank space, but again, I can't go back and beef myself, but I'm gonna beef me now. The next character, who is my ultimate favorite, like I know that the mermaids are my favorite, but this is my favorite character from when I was a child. I know recently everyone's been giving the hype it deserves, but at the time this did not have the hype. Like I'm not gonna lie, it didn't have the hype, and I will forever be upset that it didn't, because it deserved more. It really did. And Princess Kida is a hot piece of arse, let's be honest, so she deserves it, and I'm happy she's getting it. So I definitely wanted to do a redraw for her to be my next one. because again, her fit banged, the entire Atlantis lore banged. I probably should have done it better justice than what I did with the background, but you know, it did make me try. This is probably the best background that I've done in this book, so I'll give my props where they are due. That was not the saying. I'll give myself props and I'll give myself credit where it's due. I'm not quite sure what the background was supposed to be. I guess there's smoke coming out. I don't know, maybe if that's just supposed to be clouds. Regardless, I did try a little harder. I am loving the proportions. The proportions are clearly much better than in the rest of the book. I'll be fair, it's quite a good improvement from a couple of months. Yeah, if we're looking from October, obviously there's improvements already, but the proportions of the length of the hand, the length of the legs is quite good to each other. We'll say her abs, super high up, unless she's got like 10 sets in there. Shouldn't be that high up. Mama got abs, she working out. And the next form that I did was her royal dress at the end. I think, again, this eye style that I had at the time did not really suit Kida. Firstly, she's an older character. She's in her bloody, I don't know, what was it, hundreds, thousands? So I don't think this cutesy eye style works for her. I should have gone for a more sharper eye. But again, at the time, I don't think I understood having different eye styles was okay. You didn't have to have every character with the same eye style. Now, obviously, I know that, so we can look back and discuss that. But I will give myself as well another prop, the hand on the hip, looking quite nice. The background has potential. Then moving on to the next one is Kida's warrior aesthetic. Just the same as with Ariel. I don't know what makes it warrior, just the fact that I added a couple of metal sort of accessories onto her. Here her eyes are a little bit sharper, a little more angry, so I guess I did understand the weight of changing eye shape to give characters different personalities. I'm quite happy with the background. I had a bit of foreground, background stuff going on, so that's a massive improvement. And to be fair, the pose is quite good. Probably one of the first poses that I did on the actual ground, and everything looks quite good, to be fair. So quite happy with this one. I think in all of these redraws where I did a warrior version, it was probably the best one out of all three in terms of posing, because it's more of an action pose. But I will say that in terms of actual drawing of the character, the sort of princess dress was definitely the best one, especially in Kida's sense. I don't know if that's just because the dress design banged, but I think I got it quite decently. Again, this is another pose you're going to see a lot of. I did this pose so much. It was like a pose that was ingrained in my head that I always did in school and doodled with. And I think, in fact, this is a doodle because everything is with a biro, like all my shadings biroed, and with some Sharpies that I had. I also did have a bit, not really an obsession, I think that's the wrong word, but I definitely had a moment where I was trying to do some foreshortening. In this case, I don't think it worked very well, but you know, with foreshortening, you definitely just have to keep trying. It's one of those difficult things to get right. Even when you know how to do it, it can look ugly as hell sometimes. So I was trying. I don't think it had its place in this picture, but now moving on, some more of these paper doodles. I just have too many of them, to be honest with you. And then here, I think this was a doodle, but I actually really like this doodle so much. Again, it's on squared paper, that's how you know. I really like the aesthetic of this, like this whole pastel moment. I'm also quite enjoying the fit. I will say, as much as I always drew my OCs as a reflection of myself, I just don't understand why I kept drawing them in skirts. I was never a skirt girl. I still am not a skirt girl, like it's not my thing. So I guess I was just practicing pleating quite a lot, like to get materials moving, and they do have an interesting movement, but I'm just not a skirt girl, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what DNC means. And to be fair, this was also my moment where I was obsessed with Nightcore. Very much a child of the internet sort of thing. Nightcore was the literal shit at this point. Can I really judge myself for this? No, because even with TikTok, Nightcore, which is now just sped up music, is still popular, and it still charts, and it still comes on Spotify. So can you really judge anyone who liked Nightcore? Not really, because Nightcore had its place in this world, especially as an anime fan with all the AMVs. And here we have our next Disney princess redraw, which is Rapunzel. I don't even remember when Rapunzel came out, if I'm honest with you. But again, I'm still sticking to this really big hair situation, even though it has no place in this art style. The pose is quite decent. Her sitting on a wall. But in general, the background doesn't really make sense. Because where is she sitting? Why is there water on a brick wall? with the background of a castle vaguely drawn in pen. But at least I included the lanterns. The lanterns, of course, are iconic, so at least there's that. All in all, though, not really. I don't think there's a lot of changes happening here. I think it's quite standard for the art style that I had already. See, once again, there it is. There it is. These. I went through a fat chibi phase. Again, you have to blame Mark Crilly for this, if I'm honest with you. It's always Mark Crilly who did, like, every time he put out a video, I was on that shit. I actually really like this one. I think the posing is really, really good. Like, the hand is super good for someone who always hid hands in all her pictures. And her legs are quite good as well. I think I did a little too many sculpting lines. But for a 12-year-old me, I still think this is really, really good. The scythe, the foreshortening, a little bit better. The perspective of it is a lot nicer. And the character just looks fun. And my mum loved this piece so much. Like, she absolutely adored it. She even scaled it up onto like a canvas and has recently been annoying me about it, that I should like put it up in my room. But you know, when you look back at your own art, you're just like, I understand I was like 12, but this is so ugly. Looking back, it is quite a good piece. The eyes actually make more sense in this art style, so I'm not mad about it at all. Not sure what's happening here, but again, the eyes are far too close together. The face shape is not right. I'm in general not really loving this style. I really can't wait to see me come out of it because I'm hating. But the petals, I'll give myself props. And here we have Pocahontas as our next princess redraw. I will say this is probably the worst one out of all of them, which I'm really sad to say because I really, really liked Pocahontas. Her eyes are kind of giving me Ferb from Phineas and Ferb, like very chill, very lax. Not really Pocahontas's, I mean, I guess she's chill in one way because she's quite free, but I wouldn't say that's chill. All the proportions are wrong. Her head is massive. Her hair low-key looks like a wig. Her knees are just gigantic, to be honest. Like, in general, this is not working. There's a lot of things not working in this piece. Again, background, I understand. I was trying to do Colors of the Wind. Did I do it well? No. We were practicing. I probably got a new like marker pack and I wanted to just test them all out. I also can see that I think I drew the moon, but the whole picture is so bright. It looks like daytime. So I think obviously if I wanted to get the correct mood, I should have darkened everything. And then also the highlights on her hair and on her body would have made more sense. Like, it would have contrasted much nicer. So all in all, probably the worst one I did. And I didn't actually even continue doing the princess dresses / warrior style, which is kind of sad. I kind of wish I saw what I was thinking at the time for that. Not my best work, even in this page. Now this next piece, again, this is where I had my mum worrying because I have a butt ton of blood, I have tears, I have her falling off of a building. My mum must have thought I was going through something. I really wasn't. I just like these sort of gory aesthetics and things like that, even though this is not very gory. This was me practicing foreshortening again and perspective. I think I did a decent job for a 12-year-old, you know, to get the hair looking like it's moving, get the hand up forward. Obviously, had to hide the other hand again. I was like, this is too much work, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing two. And her legs look quite good. Like, they look like they're in the correct motion of falling. I'm quite proud of this. I think at this point, I was actually reading a book called Fallen Angels, which was a teen, like, romance of some sort. And I think this was the vibe I was getting from it. Like, the guy was a fallen angel who was protecting the main girl. So I think that's what was going on here. So clearly, all of my drawings are from the media I was consuming. This is actually another piece I'm quite proud of. I went for a cross-hatching aesthetic. I think at school, we were going through a lesson of cross-hatching, and I did this, like, Little Red Riding Hood gone rogue warrior situation. And honestly, I think it bangs. It probably would have banged even more if I actually put color on it. Proportions are looking a lot better as well, like body-wise. But me hiding that hand is really just a habit I was not breaking for a long time. I clearly watched Les Mis. So then I started doing a little character card. This has stuck with me, I will say, that I start a project, but I never finish them. I was doing like element cards, so I obviously did fire and water. And actually looking, this water one is so cute. What? It's giving Juvia from Fairy Tail. I'm kind of loving. But yeah, see, like these are really cute. And if I stuck to them, I would have had a nice full set, but I don't. But these are all ideas that I'm probably going to revisit because I definitely draw much better now. And then there's me obsessing about the fact that I was born the year of the dragon. That's why dragons constantly appear in my work. I just can't help myself. I think dragon is just a superior format. At this point, I was no longer using the pro markers. I actually got gifted from a friend's mum her collection of Prismacolors because she used to do like interior layouts and designs and stuff like that, and she used Prismacolors. So she gave me her entire collection of Prismacolors, which were massive. And so that's why I started ending up having... I'm actually very proud of this picture for the age I was at. Again, I was 12. And my side profiles were actually really, really good. Especially this girl with the brown hair, which was supposed to be my OC, just with more tamed hair, thankfully. It looks good. The expression is doing what it needs to do. The sitting is also doing what it needs to do. I think definitely this blonde character was inspired by Stella from Winx. Again, also obsessed with Winx. Literally my shit. I should actually do a Winx redraw set. Like, that would bang. I actually would really like that. I think I need to do that. I need to just write a list of all these things that I need to do because I think I'd have so much fun. Again, here's a dragon. Probably at this time, I think I bought a book on how to draw dragons. And so I was just testing the waters out with this because clearly the improvement from this Slippery As to this one, way better. And as you can see, my improvement on the shading and like picking out colors was a lot better. I tried to do something with the background here, tried to go abstract. I think it works with the piece. I still don't think it's a good background though. So now this one, I'm a bit confused by. I don't really know if I love it or hate it. To be fair, I don't think it's bad. I think what was happening at this time as well is I had taken my mum's collection of fashion catalogs and I was just ripping out pages that I wanted to draw that I thought would look good. So I think this was me trying to practice a little more of a realistic aesthetic. I will say, for what I was drawing before, like full anime, it's a good attempt. You know what? For my age, it was good. I was 12. Like, I can't hate, to be honest. But moving on to this one, I think this one actually looks really good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I have 3 days written on here. So clearly it was 3 days worth of work. Or did I come back to it? Oh, so I started this piece in March and I finished it in April. Now, I don't know if that means that I sketched it in March and then I came and colored it in April, but I actually think the outfit and the character design really bangs. Like, the colors look really good. Her clutching at her dress really bangs. Her facial expression as well is giving much more convincing crying. So I'll give myself that. I don't know what is up with the floating head in the background. I don't know where this came from. It's giving like Power Ranger. Yeah, I don't also know why I put the text vertically. I don't know where I thought as a comic reader I would read horrors like vertically like that. I really like this piece. I think this one bangs. And again, this was another piece as to why my mum worried about me. To be fair, like, as a parent, would you be worried if your kid was drawing this sort of stuff? Maybe it was my personality that she didn't end up questioning me too much about it, but I guess I'd be worried too if my kid was all of a sudden drawing like jumping off of a building or axing myself. Hey, and here comes the bunny girls. Now, the bunny girl obsession, come on. Everyone loves a bunny girl, no matter the age. Bunny girls are just a superior format, okay? And I think this bunny girl looks good. I think I did a good bunny girl. She giving pink energy, super cute. I don't even like pink, but that is cute. And also expression is looking much better. Like, again, the eyes shape is doing a bit of a change, which I'm happy about. In this case, a simple background is suiting the picture. I don't know what's in her hand. I don't know if it's an egg. She's coming from an Easter egg hunt. I don't know, but I'm loving it. It's looking good. Could be much more action in the pose, but I was 12, so it's okay. And these like thick lines are giving JoJo. JoJo wasn't even, well, the anime wasn't out at the time. It wasn't as popular at the time. I didn't even know what JoJo was. Me catching the trend before it was trending. And then here was me trying to do, well, not trying, I did draw a guy. And then this was supposed to be my OC. And I think it ended up turning out looking more like a guy, which is fine. I think it's because of the eye shape I started to draw as well. I just started having more of a, like a masculine face sort of drawing moment. I will say though, going from only drawing women in a very feminine body, for a first-ish muscle body type, I did a good job at 12. I'm quite content with it. The hair, obviously of its time, a lot of characters had the spiky hair. This is me showing interest, my first set of interests into tattoos. I will say the shirt, seriously indeed, because definitely could have thought of a better graphic to put on there than just seriously. Don't know why he looks quite like sad and he's not really gonna do anything when he literally has green flames ready to beat a bitch up. This is obviously giving Sasuke with his cursed bite mark. Am I even gonna try lie or pretend like it was a unique idea? No, it wasn't. And the last page of this book is me doing personifications again, and this is me doing Aries. I think this is actually where I stopped as well. I don't think I did any more. Which again is a habit that has stuck with me until now, starting something and not finishing it. I don't think I like this character design. I think I was just trying to do a bit of experimentation with the fabric. I think got what I wanted out of it. I am a sucker for like face tattoos and signs when it comes to character design. It's just one of the things that I really like. I think all in all I was inspired by fairy tales. Astrology designs, I think that's what it was. I do like the perspective on the actual Aries sign, but I can understand how it might be confusing. The perspective's not quite right. The background, I left it simple, which is fair enough. I was trying to bring attention to the character design. Not bad, not great. Ending this folder on a sort of quite a mid-mix match of improvements and not improvements. But I will say, in general, for 11, 12, I'm quite happy. I'm quite content with what I had drawn in this. And I think that will be the end of this folder for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to this channel. I am going to be making more videos to upload for you guys to see. Hopefully I'll be doing some of these redraws, maybe the Disney ones, maybe the Pokemon ones. Might even do a Wings Club set. It will be quite fun, I think. I have quite a few other videos that you can check out as well. I've also just launched my website, so you can go see all the work that I have done there and to buy some things, because I'm going to be uploading a few smaller items in the next couple of weeks. Check me out on Instagram if you want to see any work in progresses and just things that I'm working on in general and what I'll be posting about soon. So once again, thank you so much. I am Nastya Shutka, and bye.